Let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome back, Chasers and Chasettes, to Keeping It Real, where we keep it real. I'm your host, Rundown Keem, and today we're setting our sights on the future. We'll explore what to expect from the Eagles in the 2025 season, dissect the NFL draft, and preview what the 2025 preseason might hold. Without further ado, let's jump straight into today's segment. Firstly, starting off, the Philadelphia Eagles 2025 season outlook. What does that look like? Well, as we look ahead to the 2025 NFL season, the Philadelphia Eagles are poised for another exciting year. With a solid foundation built over the past few seasons, the team is expected to remain a major contender. However, there are some key factors that will shape their success. Firstly, let's talk about the quarterback situation. Assuming that Jalen Hurts continues his trajectory of excellence, he'll be entering his fourth year as the Eagles starter. By 2025, we can expect him to be even more refined with a deep understanding of the offense and perhaps even adding new elements of his own to his game. The development of his younger teammates and how he adapts to any changes in the offense scheme will definitely be fucking crucial, Chasers and Chasettes. However, on the defensive side of things, the Eagles' young stars like Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean will be entering their prime years. Their growth will be essential in maintaining the team's defensive dominance. We'll also keep an eye out on any potential veteran additions or changes in defensive strategy. And additionally, the impact of any offseason moves or free agent signings will be significant. The Eagles have historically made smart decisions in free agency and the draft, so look for them to address any areas of need and bolster their roster. Overall, the 2025 Eagles should be a strong playoff contender with a balanced roster, a dynamic quarterback, and a solid coaching staff led by Nick Sirianni. Now, personally, chat, I don't like Nick Sirianni. I fucking hate him. I feel like we need to fire him. I'm a fly, Eagles fly, Kelly Green, Eagle, in and out. You know what I mean? So, being an Eagles fan, watching the games, watching us lose time and time again, watching us get destroyed by fucking people that we had no business getting fucking destroyed by, having to do wild card games that we shouldn't have had to do in the fucking first place, all while being led by Nick fucking Sirianni, if you can even say he's leading us. It's kind of crazy because he's not the head coach that we need, and he's definitely not the head coach that we should keep around. I've been saying fire Nick Sirianni for the longest time now, and I'm hoping that somebody in management, upper management, listens and we fucking fire him. But that doesn't negate the fact that we're still a powerhouse of a fucking team, and we're still going to dominate pretty much every team in the fucking our faction, I guess we'll say, our section, we'll say faction. But all that blabbering brings me to my next point, fucking the NFL draft and what to expect. The NFL draft is always an exciting time for fans and teams alike, and the 2025 draft was shaped up to be no different. As the Eagles prepared for the draft, they looked to add talent that can make an immediate impact and build for the future. For the Eagles, key areas addressed included bolstering depth on the offensive line, adding playmakers on defense, and potentially finding a future successor at key positions. With the 2025 draft class expected to be strong in positions like edge rusher, cornerback, and offensive tackle, the Eagles pretty much could or have found valuable talent to fit their needs. The 2025 NFL draft was an eventful one for the Eagles, marked by strategic picks and notable decisions. Here's a breakdown of how the draft pretty much unfolded for the fucking Eagles, right? So for the first round, number 9 pick was Caleb Williams. He's a quarterback from USC. Now, the Eagles made a bold move by selecting Caleb Williams, a top quarterback prospect, with their first round pick. While Jalen Hurts is expected to remain the starter quarterback for the foreseeable future, Williams provides a high upside backup and potential future franchise quarterback. His addition adds depth and competition at the quarterback position. So say that 10 times fucking twice, Chasers and Chasettes. But I honestly, and the reason I said it was a bold move is because if we're sitting here saying that we're about to build this entire fucking franchise around Jalen Hurts, right? All this whole picking up Saquon Barkley and all that good shit was so that way Jalen Hurts can be QB1. He can take us somewhere that we've never been before. What was the fucking point in getting Caleb Williams? Now, don't get me wrong, he was amazing in USC. He's a beast of a quarterback. But to throw that potential away to just ride a bench basically is kind of crazy in my personal opinion, which is why I said it was a fucking bold move. But that brings us to our fucking second draft pick. Still the first round, pick number 22, Jared Verse. He's an edge rusher, okay? To bolster their pass rush, the Eagles selected Jared Verse, one of the top edge rushers in the fucking draft. Verse is known for his explosive athleticism and ability to disrupt the opposing quarterback. He'll add valuable depth to the defensive line and help replace any potential departures in the future. Again, say that shit 10 times fast, Tracers and Chasettes. But nah, man, I feel like Jared Verse is going to be great at ER. He's also one of the kids I watched in college. He came from Florida State. And I think that he's young. I think that he has a lot to learn, but I think that he has a good head on his shoulders. And I think that he's already on that path to getting to where he needs to be. And as long as he just puts his head down and he gets to work, I feel like in the next 5 years, fucking Jared Verse is going to be a name that we fucking definitely remember. So yeah, just keep your fucking eyes and ears open for Jared Verse. Which brings us to fucking the second round, pick 35, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Now, he's a cornerback. Now, addressing the need for cornerback depth, the Eagles drafted Kool-Aid McKinstry. McKinstry is a skilled and physical corner with a strong track record in college. His presence will help solidify the secondary and provide competition for starting roles. So basically, I'm coming out of college. I'm here to fuck with everybody that's been on the roster at cornerback and tell y'all and show y'all that I'm better. Y'all are either gonna put up or shut up, and if you don't fucking put up, I'm taking your spot. Kool-Aid McKinstry, I fuck with Brody because his name is literally Kool-Aid McKinstry, and he came from Alabama, so that I don't know why the fuck his parents named him that, but they named him that. So anywho, third round, pick 72, Josh Newton. He's an offensive tackle. He came from TCU. In the third round, the Eagles picked Josh Newton, an offensive tackle with the potential to develop into a starter. This pick addresses the need for additional depth on the offensive line, ensuring the team has capable backups to protect Jalen Hurts and maintain a strong running game. Now, you had to get rid of not get rid of, but we lost fucking Kelsey, right? Everybody knows that he retired. Everybody knows he was the fucking tush push. All right, without Kelsey, the tush push is damn near non-existent. We tried it in a preseason game. I watched the preseason game. We tried it. We did not get it. So hopefully Josh Newton from TCU can get out there, protect our quarterback, help us with the tush push a little bit more, and we can, you know what I'm saying? We can proceed. We're not going to go into too much detail on these draft picks, because if you wanted to go into detail, you would have watched the draft yourself. So this is particularly and specifically just for the Eagles, like who we drafted, because this is obviously a segment about the fucking Eagles, my fucking home team. Which takes us from the third round to the fucking fourth round with our 102nd pick, Tyler Nubin. Tyler Nubin is a fucking safety from South Minnesota. Okay, I'm sorry, not South Minnesota, just fucking Minnesota, right? The Eagles selected Tyler Nubin, a versatile safety with strong playmaking ability. Nubin will contribute to the secondary and provide depth at a position where versatility is crucial. So you can't really say too much about Nubin. I mean, he's a safety. He's going to come out there. He's going to help out at secondary. He's going to help out at primary if the fucking primary can't help himself. And that's just it. Fifth round, 135th pick, Braden Willis. Okay, he's a tight end from fucking Oklahoma. Braden Willis adds depth to the tight end position. Known for his receiving skills and ability to stretch the field, Willis provides an additional target for the offense and offers flexibility in the tight end role. Now, if you play Madden, you know that tight ends are big as shit. If you watch football, like the actual NFL, you know that tight ends are big as shit. If you watch college, you know tight ends are big as shit. But for whatever fucking reason, tight ends get out there and they catch the ball and run like they're wide receivers. So hopefully Braden Willis can come out there and catch and run like he's fucking Rob Gronkowski or some shit. I don't know. But we'll see, Mr. Willis. We will definitely see. And then our last pick, which was our 6th round pick, fucking 168, Kenny McIntosh. He's a running back from Georgia. The Eagles rounded out their draft with Kenny McIntosh, a running back known for his versatility and ability to contribute in both the running and passing game. McIntosh will add depth to the backfield and provide a change of pace option. So I'm hoping that getting rid of Darius Slay is going to add a little bit more light with Kenny McIntosh, but you can only hope, right? I mean, we can't really foresee the future. But overall, the 2025 draft for the Eagles was a strategic mix of immediate impact players and future stars. The selection of Caleb Williams signals a long-term vision for the quarterback position, while the addition of Jared Verse and Kool-Aid McKinstry addresses immediate needs on the defensive line and in the secondary. Now, do I need to say that part about Caleb Williams again, chasers and chasettes? Like I said, it's kind of a stretch. It is very much a bold move, because if we're sitting here and we're branding this entire franchise over QB1, and we're saying that QB1 is Jalen Hurts, why are we bringing in a secondary quarterback? Because I understand that he can become a first-string quarterback under the tutelage of Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts isn't retiring anytime soon. That's like fucking having Tom Brady as your primary quarterback and getting someone like Aaron Rodgers as the fucking secondary, like, and just saying, hey, he's going to sit on the bench and just watch you play. Like, huh? That's kind of crazy. And of course, I'm talking about A-Rod in his prime. Not that bullshit he did last season where he hurt his fucking knee or his leg, whatever the fuck he hurt, and then he couldn't play for the rest of the season. You know what I mean? However, the team's approach to the draft balanced securing immediate contributors with developing young talent for the future. With the depth added to the key positions like edge rusher, quarterback, and offensive tackle, the Eagles are well positioned to maintain their competitive edge and prepare for future seasons. Overall, the 2025 draft was a successful one for the Eagles, with picks that should bolster their roster both in the short term and in the years to come. Now, we keep talking about the years to come, but it's like, wait a minute. Can we focus on the years that's here? Did we not just lose Super Bowl 57 to the fucking Chiefs by a fucking field goal? Like, I know for a fact that we're playoff contenders. I know for a fact that we're going to make it to the bowl this year. But you got to understand something, chat. If we're going to do that, we have to focus on right now and what's in front of us. Getting people like Caleb Williams is a fucking slap in the face. If I'm fucking Jalen Hurts and I'm sitting out here QB1 giving it all I got, fighting for this fucking team, fighting for these shitty ass Philly fans, because listen chasers and chasettes, I'm from Philly and I love Philly sports, but we are like the worst fans in fucking sports history. Like, when you fucking suck, we tell you, and we only rock with you when you're good. Like, it's some dickhead shit, don't get me wrong, but I mean, listen, it makes our players better for whatever reason. Like, look at the people that came from our city, you know what I mean? Like, they're amazing. Philly's specifically, we have amazing people. Not that Pennsylvania doesn't have amazing people all over the fucking state, but specifically Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Fucking, we have some of the greatest people known to fucking man. So, with that being said, chasers and chasettes, I just feel like we need to focus on the right now. I understand why we're looking for so much forward to the future, because there's nothing worse than not being prepared for it. But how can you sit here and prepare for the future and you haven't even prepared for the right now? Next fucking part of today's segment, preseason, what to watch for. Now, the 2025 preseason will be a critical time for evaluating the team and setting the stage for the regular season. While preseason games don't count in the standings, they offer valuable insights into player development and team dynamics. For the Eagles, the focus will be on several areas. Those areas being such as, or not only including, chasers and chasettes, rookie integration. Watch how the 2025 draft picks perform and integrate into the team. Key positions to watch include the defensive line and secondary, where new additions could make an immediate impact. Okay? Number 2, position battles. There will be several intriguing position battles to follow, from backup quarterback to key roles in the secondary and on the offensive line. The preseason will help determine the final roster spots and starting positions. So even though you were drafted for a specific position, you got to come out here in preseason and show us that you deserve that shit, bro. We not just gonna hand you that shit and just be like, here, go fucking lead us to loss after loss. No, you got to get out there and show us that you can lead us to victory. Fucking number 3, injury management. Managing player health and avoiding injuries is always a priority in the preseason. Keep an eye on how the team handles player rest and recovery, especially for key veterans. That's always important. I've never understood teams that will sit here and literally put out their most important players during preseason, and then they'll get hurt and not be able to play in the regular season. And now they're losing every game, and now they're mad as shit. Like, they just can't fathom the fact that, damn, we did the dumbest thing ever, like put our starters out there in preseason. They got hurt. Because you got to think, even though, because not every team is putting their starters out there. That's like a dime a dozen type shit, chasers and chasers. So it's like, if I'm sitting here putting my starters out here, that's because I feel like my backups aren't worth a damn. But if I'm another team playing a fucking team in preseason and they have their starters out there, I'm gonna tell my fucking preseason squad to go out there and step on them like bugs. Like, respectfully, I'm gonna be like, go out there and knock that motherfucking helmet off, bro. Like, hit him so goddamn hard that his grandma will feel that shit, bro. Like, don't play with him. You want to do the dumbest shit, like get your starters out here and knowing that if they get hurt, then that's a wrap for you. All you're gonna have is second, third, and fourth string. Then hey, do that dumb shit. And I'm gonna send out these fucking people who haven't even made a string yet, who are trying to prove to me why they deserve a fucking string in the first place. And I'm gonna have them go out there and motherfucking whoop the shit out you boys. Y'all ever seen motherfucking Facing the Giants? Y'all ever seen motherfucking a gladiator camp? I'm gonna go out there and gladiator camp their ass. Like, no bullshit. 300 their ass. Welcome to Sparta, bitch. Like, no. So that's just me personally. Point 4 is scheme adjustments. The preseason is a chance for the coaching staff to experiment with new schemes and strategies. Look for any changes in the offensive and defensive approaches and how well the team adapts to these adjustments. Overall, the 2025 preseason will be a time to see how well the team is prepared for the regular season and to identify any emerging stars or areas of concern. Basically, I'm about to get all these motherfucking wannabes out here, see how hard they can kill each other, see who want it more, and you either gonna get out there and show me you want it, or you gonna get out there and show me why you gonna be riding the pine, bitch. Why you gonna be sitting your ass on the motherfucking bench. Respectfully, of course. Respectfully. The Philadelphia Eagles enter the 2025 NFL season with high expectations, building on recent successes and aiming to solidify their position as one of the league's elite teams. Let's do a little bit of deep dive on an analysis of prospects across various aspects. For example, we have the starting lineup. We have Jordan Mailata at left tackle, Landon Dickerson at left guard, Isaac Samaola at right guard, and Lane Johnson at right tackle. If we go in depth, we have Cam Jurgens. Jurgens is seen as the heir apparent to Jason Kelce at center. He has developed well and can also play guard, offering critical versatility. Then we have Josh Newton, a promising rookie with the potential to step in if needed, and Newton could in fact be the future of the tackling position. And then we have Tyler Steen. Now, Steen provides additional depth across the line and can fill in at both guard and tackle positions. So Steen's kind of a little bit versatile. He's a versatile player, right? The Eagles' offensive line remains one of the strongest units in the NFL, with a combination of veteran leadership and young talent. Jason Kelce continues to be the heart and the soul, even with his retirement. So that means that grooming the replacement has to definitely be fucking crucial. Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata form one of the best tackle duos in the league, and Landon Dickerson has emerged as a Pro Bowl caliber guard. The depth provided by players like Cam Jurgens and Josh Newton ensures that the Eagles can withstand injuries and maintain a high level of play. This unit will be essential to the success of both the passing and running games. And now that we've got the pleasantries out of the way, chasers and chasettes, I personally want to dive into Jalen Hurts' expectations and leadership for the 2025 season. Jalen Hurts enters the 2025 season as one of the league's most dynamic quarterbacks, chasers and chasettes. After a successful 2024 campaign where he continued to refine his passing accuracy and decision-making, Hurts is expected to elevate his game even fucking further. His ability to extend plays with his legs and make big throws downfield has made him a dual-threat nightmare for defenses. He's on that Mahomes/Brady shit, right? But his key areas of focus, in my personal opinion, passing efficiency. Hurts has shown consistent improvement in his completion percentage and touchdown to interception ratio. Continued focus on timing with his receivers will be definitely fucking crucial. I also believe one of his key areas of focus is reading defenses. As Hurts gains more experience, his ability to read defenses pre-snap and make adjustments at the line of scrimmage will definitely be vital. This will allow the Eagles to exploit mismatches and keep defenses off balance. And then I think the last key area of focus, in my opinion, that he should definitely focus on is leadership. Hurts has grown into a true leader for the Eagles, both on and off the field. His work ethic, calm demeanor, and ability to inspire teammates will be key as the Eagles navigate the challenges of this upcoming season. So, in my personal opinion, chasers and chaseheads, I feel like Hurts doesn't really have much to work on. Like I said, he's QB1. We're building an entire franchise around Jalen fucking Hurts, around QB1. So he really doesn't have much to work on. He just has to go over those key things: passing efficiency, reading defenses, and leadership, honestly. However, chasers and chasettes, the projected stats for the Eagles, we're supposed to have over 4,000 plus passing yards, 700 plus rushing yards, and 35 plus combined passing and rushing touchdowns. And we are projected, chasers and chasettes, to have under 10 interceptions for the season. So that's pretty crazy. It's pretty insane to have under 10 interceptions for an entire season, but I definitely feel like my boys in green will get it done. And I feel like when it's game time, they're gonna nut up or shut up. We are definitely playoff contenders. We've been to the bowl before, we've won the bowl before, and this year, chasers and chasettes, I definitely agree. I definitely feel that we will be going back. And I'll take a breath here to kind of chime in about our wide receivers, more specifically A.J. Brown and Quez Watkins. Now, A.J. Brown remains the primary target in the passing game, with his combination of size, speed, and physicality making him a tough matchup for literally any fucking cornerback in the league. And Quez Watkins, well, Watkins provides a deep threat and can stretch the field, keeping defenses honest. Brody can haul ass, be all over the field. He gonna catch that. You toss it, he's catching it. Trust. I've played with Watkins in fucking Madden, and I've seen Watkins in real life play and on TV. Watkins is the truth. Which also brings me to our fucking tight ends, such as Dallas Goedert and Braden Willis. Now, see, Goedert is one of the best all-around tight ends in the league, excelling as both a blocker and a fucking receiver. His chemistry with Hurts is strong, making him a reliable option in the red zone. And Willis, he actually was a draft pick, if you guys remember, chasers and chasettes. Remember, I was talking about our draft picks. So Willis adds depth and could see action in two tight end sets, offering another receiving option and contributing to the run game. So he's a great pickup from the draft. He's going to get out there. I feel like he has a lot to offer us, and I feel like he's going to showcase that this season. Now, as far as running backs, we just have simple people like Kenneth Gainwell and Kenny McIntosh. McIntosh, if you also remember, Chasing and Chasettes, was also from the draft. And McIntosh offers a change of pace and can be utilized in third down situations, adding depth to the backfield. As a running back, he's fast as fuck, boy. And fucking Kenneth Gainwell is expected to take on a larger role as the lead back with his versatility as a runner and receiver out of the backfield. So we have two running back options, two viable options to get the ball down the field. The Eagles' offense is loaded with playmakers who can create mismatches all over the field. The combination of Brown, Smith, Goddard gives Hurts multiple high-quality targets, and the running backs provide versatility in both the run and pass games. The offensive scheme under the head of coach Nick Sirianni is expected to continue evolving, leveraging the strengths of these players to keep defenses guessing. So apparently Sirianni is supposed to be like our savior, but again, chasers and chasettes, he's definitely not our fucking savior. Let's take a look into our defensive line, however. We have our edge rushers. We have Jared Verse, who adds a youthful presence alongside veterans like Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat. The rotation will keep the pass rush fresh throughout the games. And then our interior lineman, Jordan Davis, continues to anchor the fucking middle with Milton Williams providing interior pass rush. The line's depth allows for flexibility in various defensive schemes. For linebackers, we have Nakobe Dean. Dean is expected to take on a larger leadership role within the linebacking core, known for his sideline-to-sideline speed and tackling ability. And then we have our veteran presence. The Eagles might bring in a veteran to provide additional leadership and stability depending on the offseason moves. We have our secondaries, like our cornerbacks, Kool-Aid McKinstry, a formidable single by himself, I guess. And then you got to remember that McKinstry adds youth and physicality to our cornerback position. And then we have our safeties, Tyler Nubin, who could see significant playing time alongside veterans, providing coverage skills and run support. The Eagles' defense is built on a strong front seven that can pressure the quarterback and stop the run. The addition of Jared Verse gives them a young, dynamic pass rusher who can develop into a star. The secondary, bolstered by the drafting of Kool-Aid McKinstry and Tyler Nubin, is well equipped to handle the high-powered passing attacks in the NFC East. The defense's success will hinge on its ability to generate turnovers and maintain pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Now, as far as the NFC East outlook and competition, we're going to start with the best and no, I'm playing, but we're going to start with the Eagles, chasers and chasettes. So for the Philadelphia Eagles, the outlook is simple. The Eagles are the favorites to win the NFC East. Given their balanced roster and strong leadership, they have the most complete team in the division with a few weaknesses. Our key games are going to be our matchup against the Cowboys and the Giants, and those will be critical in determining the division winner. Our second team is the Dallas Cowboys. The outlook for the Cowboys remain a strong contender with a potent offense and a defense led by Michael Parsons. Their success will depend on consistency and avoiding injuries. Their key players, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Trayvon Diggs, they're all expected to lead the charge. Third team, New York Giants. Outlook on the Giants have shown steady improvement and could challenge for a playoff spot. Their success depends on Daniel Jones continuing to progress and the defense stepping the fuck up, chasers and chaseheads. Their key players, Kayvon Thibodeau, will be central to their efforts. And then our fourth team is the Washington Commanders, chasers and chaseheads. Now, I remember when these motherfuckers were the Redskins, all right? How old are we, chasers and chaseheads? They were not Commanders when I was growing up. They were the Washington Redskins, all right? Their outlook is simple. They're in a transitional phase with questions at quarterback and a new coaching staff. However, their defense remains strong, but their offense consistency is definitely a concern. Their key players are Chase Young and Jonathan Allen. They anchor their defense. The NFC East is expected to be highly competitive, with the Eagles and Cowboys leading the fucking charge. The Giants could be a dark horse, while the Commanders might struggle due to instability at key positions. The Eagles' ability to navigate their divisional games will be critical to securing a top playoff seed. Now, chasers and chasettes, if you remember last season, all the wild card BS, all the scrambling that we were trying to do in order to fucking make it to the playoffs, in order to even fucking make it remotely anywhere close to like the bowl. And it was like a chicken with its head fucking cut off running around in circles. It was sad to see. It was diabolical to watch, and personally I don't appreciate it whatsoever. Now that brings us to our next part of the segment, the coaching and management. Now, Nick fucking Sirianni, he's our head fucking coach. Sirianni established himself as one of the league's top young coaches. His ability to connect with players and innovate on offense has been a significant factor in the Eagles' recent success. In 2025, Sirianni's focus will be on maintaining the team's high standards and making adjustments as the season progresses. Bullshit. Chasers and chasettes, I'm not going to go into a rant on Sirianni. That'll take up way too much time. Like literally, I'm trying to keep this within a certain amount of time. And going on and on about Sirianni will have us here until 2 to 3 Fridays from now. I have so much shit to talk about him. So we'll just talk about Howie Roseman. He is our general manager. Roseman continues to excel at building a competitive roster through smart drafting, free agency, and trades. His ability to find value in the draft, as seen with the 2025 picks, and manage the salary cap will be key to sustaining long-term success. If you don't keep that budget and keep those good players coming through, we're going to fire you, Howie. Just to be real. The Philadelphia Eagles enter the 2025 season with legitimate Super Bowl aspirations. The combination of a potent offense led by Jalen Hurts, a stout defense with emerging young stars, and a strong coaching staff positions the Eagles as one of the top teams in the NFL. However, they must navigate the challenges of a tough NFC East, stay healthy, and continue to evolve to achieve their ultimate fucking goal. So all that bullshit that we do, all that choking at the last minute shit that we do when it really matters the fucking most, we can't do that shit, all right? We need to cut that shit out, lock it in if we're gonna win. And we're gonna win by more than a fucking field goal. If the Eagles can execute their game plan and avoid major setbacks, there's every reason to believe they can make a deep playoff run and potentially bring another Lombardi trophy to Philadelphia. Do I need to say more? Like Chasers and Chase says, all we gotta do, like I just said, put our head down, get to work. We put our heads down, we get the fucking work, and I promise you, we're coming home with the bowl this year. I promise you. However, as the Philadelphia Eagles prepare for the 2025 season with Super Bowl aspirations, they face several potential threats that could derail their championship hopes. Let's deep dive. The Eagles' offensive line is one of the best in the NFL, but it's also aging, particularly with a veteran like Lane Johnson. An injury to that kind of player could disrupt the team's offensive rhythm and protection schemes, putting more pressure on Jalen Hurts and impacting both the passing and running games. As a dual-threat quarterback, Jalen Hurts is more susceptible to injuries due to his running style. Any significant injury to Hurts could drastically change the Eagles' season, as his ability to lead the offense and make plays with his legs is irreplaceable. The Eagles' defense relies heavily on his pass rush. Injuries to key defensive linemen like Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, or newcomer Jared Verse could weaken the pass rush, giving opposing quarterbacks more time and exposing the secondary to big plays. Now, we have a few competition teams in the NFC East. They are the same teams I just mentioned, the fucking Cowboys, the Giants, and the Commanders. The Cowboys are the most formidable division rival. With a strong roster that includes a potent offense led by Dak Prescott and a defense anchored by Micah fucking Parsons, the Eagles will likely face stiff competition from Dallas in both their head-to-head matchups and for the division title. The Giants have been improving under head coach Brian DeBall, and if Daniel Jones continues to develop and stays fucking healthy, they could pose a significant challenge. The Giants' defense, led by fucking Kayvon Thibodeau, could also create problems for the Eagles' offense. Meanwhile, the Commanders are in a transitional phase. Their defense remains strong, particularly along the defensive line. If their offense can find consistency, they could be a spoiler in the division and challenge the Eagles in close games, which I call is bullshit. Don't get me wrong, the fucking Commanders have great defense, but hell, the fucking, Detroit Lions have great defense. Jared Goff isn't stepping up to the plate. Where are the fucking Lions at right now? Just respectfully, Chasers and Chasettes, fucking respectfully. The Eagles have been highly successful in recent seasons, and with success often comes the danger of complacency. The Super Bowl hangover is a real phenomenon where teams struggle to maintain the same level of intensity and focus after a deep playoff run or a championship win. Staying motivated and avoiding mental lapses will be crucial. As one of the top teams in the NFL, the Eagles will be a target for every team they face. Chasers and Chaseheads, this shit is real. Opponents will bring their best game against Philadelphia, meaning the Eagles must consistently play at a high level to avoid upsets. Now, Jalen Hurts has improved his decision-making, but turnovers remain a critical factor in close games. If the Eagles struggle with ball security, particularly in key games against strong opponents, it could lead to losses that impact playoff seeding or even their division standing. And while Hurts has developed as a passer, Chasers and Chaseheads, I said a pastor. While Hurts has developed as a passer, consistency remains key. The Eagles must avoid games where the passing attack stalls, especially against top-tier defenses. Developing a reliable connection with his receivers, particularly under pressure, will be essential. As the league continues to study Jalen Hurts and the Eagles' offensive tendencies, opposing defenses may develop new strategies to limit their effectiveness. This could include containing Hurts' mobility, double covering A.J. Brown, and using exotic blitz packages to confuse the offensive line. The Eagles have been effective in the red zone, but if teams can force them to settle for field goals instead of touchdowns, it could significantly impact their scoring output. Red zone execution will be crucial, especially in tight games, Chasers and Chaseheads. With high expectations comes immense pressure. The Eagles are expected to be Super Bowl contenders, and how they handle the pressure, both from the media and fans, could impact their performance. A few early losses or underwhelming performances could lead to scrutiny and internal pressure that affects the team's fucking morale. Head coach Nick Sirianni and his bullshit staff will need to navigate the challenges of a high-stakes season. Strategic decisions, particularly in close games or during playoff runs, will be heavily scrutinized. Any missteps could be costly in a highly competitive NFC. The Philadelphia Eagles have the talent and experience to make a deep run in 2025, but they must navigate a variety of potential threats. Staying healthy, maintaining focus, and adapting to challenges from both within the NFC East and across the league will be crucial to their fucking success. If they can overcome these obstacles, Chasers and Chaseheads, the Eagles have a strong chance of returning to the Super Bowl and competing for another championship. Now, I don't want to toot our horn. I don't want to say, we the best or anything, but you heard it here on Keeping It Real, chat, Chasers and Chaseheads, where we keep it all the fucking way real. If we keep our heads high, if we keep all our shit going how we need our shit to go, we have very, very high probability of going back to the Super Bowl and winning it. Which brings us to our final segment of this show, Chasers and Chaseheads. Who in the fuck is Mr. QB1 compared to? Who do we compare Jalen Hurts to? So I compacted a list with little highlights for you guys, and we're just going to run through that right quick. So Jalen Hurts is often compared to several quarterbacks who have similar skill sets, particularly in their ability to both pass and run effectively. And those are as follows. Russell Wilson. Like Hurts, Wilson is known for his mobility, ability to extend plays, and leadership. Both quarterbacks have a strong arm, can throw accurately on the move, and are known for their clutch performances. Wilson's ability to lead his team and make smart decisions under pressure is similar to Hurts' emerging leadership qualities. Donovan McNabb. McNabb was a former Eagles quarterback. He's also another common comparison to Hurts. Both McNabb and Hurts are a dual threat quarterback who can hurt defenses with their legs and arms. McNabb was known for his durability, strong arm, and ability to make big plays, traits that Hurts has also displayed in his early career. Steve McNair. Steve McNair was a physical quarterback with a similar build and playing style to Hurts. McNair was tough, resilient, and excelled at both passing and running. Hurts' ability to take hits and keep plays alive mirrors McNair's toughness and dual threat capability. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts share a similar playing style, with both excelling as leaders and being able to make plays with both their arm and legs. Prescott's growth into a top-tier quarterback who can lead a team in crucial situations is a path Hurts is currently following. Lamar Jackson. Although Lamar Jackson is a more explosive runner, the comparison comes from their ability to change games with their running ability while still being effective passers. Both quarterbacks have faced criticism early in their careers regarding their passing abilities, but have worked hard to prove doubters wrong. Jalen Hurts embodies traits from several successful quarterbacks who have combined passing and rushing abilities. His unique blend of leadership, mobility, and passing skills makes him a dynamic player, with the potential to continue shaping his own legacy, possibly surpassing some of these great comparisons as his career progresses, Chasers and Chasettes. I don't like to compare quarterbacks. I don't like to compare players because in their own right, they are their own. However, I see so much of everybody that I just listed, all 5 of those names that I just listed. I see so much of each of them in Jalen Hurts. And I see Jalen Hurts being the next, if not maybe greater, Tom Brady. Although Tom Brady is the GOAT, greatest of all time. Tom Brady, TB12 all the way. Don't get me wrong, we're Eagles fans, all right? But TB12 was always our quarterback, okay? So, I don't know. I just feel like Hurts is on a path to victory. And if he just stays where he's at and just does what he needs to do, puts in that hard work, Chasers and Chasettes, that's going to get him farther than he fucking realizes. That's going to get him farther than he fucking ever thought he might be able to go. Who the fuck knows, Chasers and Chasettes? But before we wrap up, let's answer some of your questions. We've got a few listeners who actually wrote in asking about the Eagles' offensive line depth, our expectation for Jalen Hurts this season, and what we think of the NFC East chances overall. So, the Philadelphia Eagles have long been known for their strong offensive line, and the 2025 season is no different. Their depth players are Cam Jurgensen, expected to be the primary backup for both center and guard positions. He has shown potential as a future starter. Josh Newton, a draft pick, a promising rookie who provides depth at tackle and could challenge for a starting spot if injuries arise. Tyler Steen, another depth player who can step in as needed and provide versatility across the line. The Eagles have a solid starting 5 with a mix of veteran stability and young talent. Depth is a critical asset, and with Jurgens and draft pick Newton providing additional options, the team is well prepared for any injuries or rotations. Maintaining the health of key starters will be crucial for sustained success. The expectations for Jalen Hurts? Well, Jalen Hurts is expected to further develop as a top-tier quarterback. His experience and leadership will be pivotal as he enters his 4th season. Hurts has already demonstrated significant growth in his passing accuracy and decision-making, and the expectation is that he will continue to refine these skills. Look for Hurts to maintain or improve upon his previous performance with potential increases in passing yards and touchdowns. His dual threat ability will keep defenses guessing, and the addition of new offensive weapons and a stronger offensive line should aid his performance. Hurts is expected to take on a more significant leadership role both on and off the field, adapting to any changes in the offensive scheme or new playmakers will be key to his success. Now, the NFC East chances for this 2025 season, the Eagles are expected to be the frontrunners in the NFC East, the NFC East. Given their strong roster and successful recent seasons, their balanced attack, solid defense, and stable quarterback situation position them well to repeat as division champs. Key competitors and potential challenges include staying healthy and maintaining performance consistency throughout the season. The Cowboys remain a strong competitor with a potent offense led by Dak Prescott. Chasers and chasettes, I said this earlier. They are expected to challenge the Eagles for the division title. Consistency and avoiding injuries will be crucial for their success. The Giants have shown improvement under head coach Brian DeBall. I said this earlier, chasers and chasettes, and could be a wild card in the division. Their performance will largely depend on the continued development of Daniel Jones and the rest of their team. All right. The Washington Commanders are in a period of transition. We're not going to keep going into it. They ain't going to do shit. I don't even know why I put them on the list. Mainly because of their defense, to be honest with y'all, chasers and chasettes. But I'm not confident in them doing shit. The NFC East is expected to be highly competitive with the Eagles and Cowboys as the primary contenders. The Giants and Commanders could play significant roles in shaping the division's outcomes. The Eagles are well positioned for success, but will need to navigate a challenging division schedule and potential injuries to maintain their fucking lead. All in all, chasers and chasettes, is fly, Eagles fly. Always. And we, like I said, will be going to the fucking bowl this season, so just fucking stay tuned for that. Fucking hit me up for any type of sports bettings. But that's it for today's episode of Keeping It Real. As we look ahead to the 2025 season, the excitement is building for what promises to be another thrilling year for the Philadelphia Eagles. Do not forget to subscribe, leave a review if you enjoyed today's show, and follow me on social media for all the latest updates. Thank you so much, chasers and chasettes, for tuning in, and always fly, Eagles fly. Yeah, have a great rest of your Friday. Peace and love. Peace.
Bye-bye.